Hello, this is Madison Maddox, and I'm going to tell you about Slack, one of the best messaging platforms I've ever used, and how you can download, use, and optimize that platform. I've been using Slack for a few years now, maybe just 2 years, but I've used it for a number of different workspaces, teams, contexts, applications, and over different timelines with different sized groups. So throughout that experience, I've gained a lot of knowledge about how it works, its flaws, its pros and cons, and its potential. And I'm going to go over some of that with you all now. So let's start with Google. So if you don't have Slack yet, you can just Google Slack. It's one of the first results normally. Click on it, takes you to its homepage. And Slack is available in your web browser as well as to download on your computer or phone on nearly all platforms. So scroll down and let's get started. So since I already have a lot of accounts with Slack connected to my different emails, once this page loads, it'll show me the Slack pages I'm viable to join already. But if you don't know that, you can go to find your Slack workspace. You can find a Slack workspace either by the name of the workspace or your email. When we click on this here, it'll take us so that we can connect it via one of your emails. So Slack workspaces are connected to specific emails. So if you have a work email, if you have a personal, the workspace you're included in is proprietary to that specific email. So I click here and I enter my personal email. Well, in this case, since I already have the app, I'm already included, it's a little different. But if you were already in the app and entered your email, it would show you all the workspaces you're viable to be in, or if you don't have the app, the workspace you could join. So let's go back. You could create a new workspace for a new team or a new purpose, and you enter the email that you'd like to be connected to it, confirm, and go through that process. But we're not going to go through that process here. We're going to focus more on the features of the app once you get into it. So let's go back to the page where all my workspaces are. One more. We'll give it a second for slow Wi-Fi. Went back too far and we're back here. So you can see all these workspaces that I've been a part of. So a hackathon workspace, web programming course, CU Hackett, hackathon organizing team. These are all the workspaces connected specifically to my @clemson.edu email. And if I had been logged into the website with my personal email, I would have seen different workspaces here. But let's go ahead, select one to launch. And since I already have the app, it's going to redirect me to the application downloaded on my desktop. So if you look here, we're redirected to the hackathon workspace. You can see all the workspaces I'm a part of on the far left. There's CU Hackett, there's a team I'm on for a project. There is Boolean Schmoolean, which is all the computer science students, well, ideally. There is a course I'm in, CPSC 4820, a hackathon I participated in, a fellowship cohort I'm a part of, a creative inquiry I'm in, the makerspace on campus, which I'm a part of a team that collaborates with them, and it goes on from there. So if you look over at the actual workspace for the hackathon, you can see all these channels. And the channels are specific to purposes or groups of people. So like random, everyone is included in. It's just miscellaneous stuff you want to discuss with the team. Not necessarily applicable to everyone. You can sort of see an example of the messages here, random videos, things people are doing in their personal time, stuff like that. And since we have a 31-person team, 31 people are in the channel. You saw that signups was grayed out. That's because I've turned off or muted the notifications for that channel. Though I'd like to still see the content in there, I don't want to get the little dot on the application. I don't want to see that notification because I'd only like to look at this channel when I have time or I want to make time and not be constantly reminded that I haven't seen new messages in it. So if you go to create a new channel, you could create a brand new channel with a specific purpose and invites that anyone could join. But if you go to browse all channels, you can see everything you are capable of being in. And if you see the little lock on some of them, like leadership, those are not public channels. So anyone in the workspace cannot join it, but people invited can. So since I'm on the leadership team, I can. Or I could reach out to Ethan if I wasn't invited in the channel and ask him to add me to it, and he could do so post creation of that channel. And the line under some of the channels is the purpose of that channel. If you go back through the channels, you can see like big ups. Most people are supposed to be in. It's all about complementing the work of our team. Closing ceremony was meant for a specific purpose. The closing ceremony is our last hackathon, coordinating that. CU Social is a private channel meant for three of us to coordinate social events for the hackathon team. Design is the design team under the hackathon. And then you have things like general, where everyone is in general, everyone should be in general. As I'm the head of Hacker Experience, I'm in the Hacker Experience channel. Keeping in mind, at any time someone could peek in this channel and see what we're doing because it's a public channel, and that's what we'd like to allow. But we have like me, the three people on my team, and then our director and assistant director, Courtney and Ethan, so they can watch and make sure just everything is going well and flowing well in the team. And you have fun channels too, like memes. Like we created this so that the team wasn't just focused on doing work, but also making jokes and having a good time as a team and building that community. And you'll have personal life updates where we get to talk about personal life, or random where we get to add random funny things. So if you look at direct messages now, here you have the capability to message individuals, or if you look at the groups that have like these numbers beside them, you can message several people at a time without having to create a specific channel for it. These are just DMs or group DMs. And then in apps, you have the apps we already have integrated with our workspace, like Typeform for the signups for the actual hackathon, X.AI that someone is connected with their calendar so they can coordinate meetings. You have Google Calendar that everyone uses and that the hackathon itself uses to notify people of events on our team. Paperbot to collect links and send out like a newsletter of these cool resources every week that someone's posted in channels. And then we have Google Drive, which is our main storage system for the team, for all our files, for all our resources, and Trello, our workspace management. And here are a bunch of third-party apps we could potentially integrate if we'd like to. And now let's go to another workspace where we can see a bit of a different environment. This is the Clemson Makerspace. We can see some new notifications here, like new threads. Threads are where you can reply to a message in a channel and not crowd up the message in the channel and have it sort of flag off or like branch off. So I can see his reply without, if for example, if I went to a whole channel like this, which had a new notification, though it wasn't specific to me because I was just in the channel, you can see a new message. These grayed out channels are ones I've turned off alerts for, again, because they weren't relevant to the team I'm a part of, which is just a sub-team called NIMS. If we go to that channel, we can see stuff that's more relevant to me in the space I'm working in. General isn't necessarily always relevant to everyone in the workspace, though most of the time it is. This is a rare example of it not being relevant. But let's look at threads, the thread feature. So here, no one replied to that thread right there. Do we have enough tables for everyone tomorrow? But if you look below at Colin's message, or Owen's message to Colin, or Colby's message, you can see these 5 replies on the right that aren't crowding up the general channel, but you can expand and see on the right that what everyone's saying. But I won't get notifications for that unless I've already replied to that thread. And in mine, you can also link messages. So if I want to link a specific message like I did here, I could throw that in there so everyone could see it and reference a previous message sent. And if I wanted to reply here to a thread, I could say something or I could say anything. It would just get added there. We can also look at reactions in Slack. So if you go here, you can see these hands up that everyone's given. You can see below this other response. So you can pick specific emojis. You can also add custom emojis to a workspace where you can see and reply visually with emojis to what people are doing, which we found as a team as a very fun extra feature. Thank you for your time.